It's the daily conversation of Aaron Rodgers. This is where we are. We remain waiting for an answer, but I don't think we're in the darkness retreat anymore. I think we're in the light. And I think an answer, a resolution to this situation is coming quickly. Tom Pelissero has said that he believes the Aaron Rodgers answer is coming within the next few days. Finally. But there's a lot of conversation in there. Possible New York Giants visit. Is it going to be the Steelers or is it not going to be the Steelers? Because that's the one thing I continue to be told constantly. Nothing is a guarantee. There's, as confident as anybody is in any situation, nothing is a guarantee when it comes to Aaron Rodgers. And the Pittsburgh Steelers are well aware of that. And is retirement still on the table? Because at this point, you got to think that it is. It's got to be the only thing he's deciding between. But maybe he's looking at it going, the Giants are a real option. The Giants are really here. Maybe he does need to consider the Giants and is considering the Giants. Albert Breer of Sports Illustrated said that the door probably is open, and he was just speculating, he was guessing, for a visit with the New York Giants and Aaron Rodgers, because he went from Pittsburgh to his home in New York. And, I mean, they're right down the road. You just got to jump on the turnpike. Next thing you know, you're at MetLife. I think Aaron Rodgers visiting the Giants is something he should do, for one. Definitely should do. There's no questions about it. Two, shows you exactly, or gives you exactly the answer you're looking for at the end of this. Because if he goes to the Giants for a visit, after he goes to Pittsburgh for a visit, and no contract negotiations are had at either of them, this is just simply, I want to get to know you. You got to get to know me. Let's lay out expectations. Let's lay out the plan. Let's talk, mano a mano about a possible signing and me joining your football team in 2025. If he does that and signs with the Giants, the Steelers didn't lose because of culture. They lost because of the money. And I think that answer is clear as day. Because you can't come to Pittsburgh, and there are a lot of things that I think the Steelers need to improve when it comes to their facility. And I'm not going to sit here and say the city of Pittsburgh, you drive into this bad boy, and once you pass that amazing view coming out of the tunnel, you come out the tunnel, it's there, you go, oh my God, that's incredible. After that, fades quick, becomes Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, blue collar. We're here, and our city represents that perfectly, Not a ton of flash, especially coming from Malibu, Then going to New York, where things are definitely flashy. It's all, once you walk through that door, everything you imagined it was. It's culture. It is championship. It is an organization that is exactly what it says it is, and that is hardworking, punch in the mouth. We're about football, and we bleed this city. We bleed football. That's what the Steelers facility is. You walk up the steps, and the Lombardis are right there, right through the door, and you're just thinking 6 of these. It's got to give me an opportunity to win 7. And I don't think the Giants are a championship team even with Aaron Rodgers, and I think everybody kind of feels the same way there. I'm not saying the Steelers definitely are, but the Steelers give you a better opportunity than the New York Giants do. I think a visit works in the Steelers' favor. I think that going to New York to work with the Giants or to meet the Giants only solidifies more that the Pittsburgh Steelers have one of the best cultures in football still. And I understand that, Mike Tomlin these days might be an average NFL coach, and the Steelers are not a championship team most years right now, and they definitely have some holes. But 6 hours with Mike Tomlin and Art Rooney and Omar Khan it's going to win almost 10 times out of 10 compared to most situations or other meetings that you'll have in the NFL. And I think that works for the Steelers. I do. I think that if you're going to go do that, great. And then the Steelers get a real answer. We all get a real answer. Is this about money or is this about culture? Because the Steelers spent 6 hours with me and things are great. Do you think it works in the Steelers' favor, or am I just talking?
This is the only benefit to Aaron Rodgers being 42 is it still carries weight with him meeting with a guy like Mike Tomlin. Like
Yeah,
that
exactly.
still carries weight with a 42-year-old because he was around when Mike Tomlin was the epitome of excellence. I don't
Yes.
maybe not the epitome of excellence, but the standard was certainly better than what the standard is right now.
Standard was the standard.
The standard has remained the standard, but has
the
dropped.
standard.
You know?
Yeah.
But regardless, he was around Tomlin, going head to head with him in the Super Bowl. So meeting with Tomlin still holds a higher weight for Aaron Rodgers. I don't think it comes down to money versus, what did you say it was for the Steelers?
Culture.
Money versus culture? No, I think it's money versus legacy. And I think Aaron Rodgers knows that, hey, I did the New York thing. It's flashy. But what was I know he's a Cali boy, but where did he start? Junior college. Where did he go to college whenever he eventually made it to D1? Cal. He didn't go to USC. He didn't go to UCLA. He went to Cal. Then where did he get drafted in and cut his teeth at the NFL? Green Bay Packers. Yeah. Flash might not be what's best for Aaron Rodgers. So if you want your legacy to be better, it's probably better to go to the Pittsburgh Steelers because they have more of a foundation to stand on than the New York Giants. So I think all those factors point to the Steelers. Is that what's best for the Steelers at this stage of the game? Yes. With the chips that are remaining on the table, probably. But at the same time, you hinted there, Giants, Rodgers doesn't make the Giants anywhere close to a contender. I'm still in the camp that I don't think Rodgers makes the Steelers close to a contender. I think there are still pieces and questions that need to be answered and placed.
I agree. I'm not going to sit here and say that Rodgers is the missing piece of the Pittsburgh Steelers, but what I will say is that Rodgers is a much more significant piece to a team that is much closer to what he wants than the New York Giants. The New York Giants are ways away. That's why they're picking 4th in the NFL draft or 3rd in the NFL draft. And that's why the Steelers are picking 21st on a season that ended with 5 losses right in a row, and an utter downfall. That's where we are. Now let's talk about what I've been told, because obviously this is the biggest news there is. Conversations are continuous, and while nothing is imminent, there is some confidence in the situation. Timeline for Aaron Rodgers, the way I see it right now, is the expectation from Pittsburgh is that an answer is coming by Sunday or by the end of Sunday, before Monday morning, which I don't know if Rodgers was listening to us, but I said that's the exact day that the Pittsburgh Steelers should put a timestamp on Aaron Rodgers, because what's on Monday? The owners' meetings. And I didn't want a camera in front of Mike Tomlin's face where he had to talk about Aaron Rodgers still not signing. Well, shout out, Aaron. You're welcome. Let's start with there. You're welcome. But as of the understanding the Steelers have, the expectation, I shouldn't say the understanding, the expectation the Steelers have is that it will be Sunday, which adds up to Tom Pelissero's timeline. Now, they do not sit here and say, we've got him. This is it. Deal's all but done. All we need is the signature and we're fine. They are well aware that anything could still happen and that they thought the meeting went really, really well. Really, really well. And that both sides handled everything very professionally. And they thought, to be honest, everything I've heard from the meeting between Pittsburgh and Aaron Rodgers was how impressed the Steelers were with what Aaron Rodgers came in there asking, with his questions about how are we going to win a championship? How do I help us win a championship without being the piece that wins us a championship? All those talks and rumors and reports about Aaron Rodgers wanting to have that Green Bay atmosphere once again, from everything I've been told, are true. That he is looking for stability in a place where, and I get stability is 1 year, but stability in a place where in 2025, he knows that he could put his best foot forward. It's not going to be complete chaos, that his head coach knows how to steer the ship, and he's looking for a very respected head coach, none other than Mike Tomlin, and feels that if he could provide what the Steelers need, things could work out, and asked a lot of questions in that manner. The Steelers, on the other hand, were asking him those same questions. You know, what are you looking for? What is your outlook on 2025 and what you want to accomplish? A lot of those things. Meeting went tremendous. Steelers are super impressed. They're confident that they are the right fit for Aaron Rodgers. They have not changed. The offer has not changed. Let's make that very clear. Offer has remained the same with Aaron Rodgers. Do not know any specifics on it, but I do know it has not budged whatsoever. Steelers have stuck with it the whole time, and they feel that they've done enough for Aaron to feel confident in them and for them to feel confident in Aaron. Now it's just a matter of if he walks away, gives it some time to breathe, feels the same way in a couple of days. Sunday,